For question number 10, what do we have here is a trigonometry question. So whenever in trigonometry question, we have quite long things to understand, and also you guys need to master a lot of basics in trigonometry, okay, to really understand what's the trigonometric question in the IGCSE paper. Okay, so right now they're given here is tangent alpha plus 45 degree is equal to negative 1 over sec 2. They are saying that the alpha is between 0 to 360 degree. So understand that all the angle here is still in degree. It doesn't change to radian. Okay, so it's just stick to degree, no problem with that. Okay, but what they're saying here is actually alpha plus 45 degree. Okay, so right now to make everything here to make it more easier, all right, why not we actually try to we let this alpha plus 45 degree here as a simple unknown first. Whenever we talk about simple unknown, then we consider as y, so that later we have a simpler working, which is tangent y equal to negative 1 over sec 2. Okay, so here we have a simpler working, and then after that identify the quadrant first. Okay, before we understand everything, before we continue everything, identify the quadrant. We have here tangent is negative. Remember the ASTC graph. Okay, always remember that. So whenever we have this tangent is negative, that means it must be in quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. Okay, quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. So quadrant 2, the formula is 180 degree minus reference angle, and quadrant 4 here is 360 degree minus reference angle. Okay, so we already identified must be in quadrant 2 and quadrant 4. So what to do next here is finding reference angle. How to find reference angle? To find the reference angle here is that you move tangent to the right side, it becomes tangent to the power negative 1 or shift tangent, and then after that you put 1 over sec 2. Why we don't put negative inside the shift tangent here? Remember, the negative value is just to tell you which quadrant that they fall here. Okay, all right, so negative is just telling the location of the quadrant. So when we want to find a quadrant, we don't put the negative. Remember that. Okay, so how to find here is straight away press in the calculator. You press here shift tangent, and then if we have this kind of thing and we have fraction, I recommend you a lot to open up the bracket. We have 1 over and then sec 2 and then close down the bracket. So what do we have here is 35.26. But remember, back in the instruction they tell you is whenever the angle is in degree and does not state any kind of accuracy, so you just take as 3 significant figure or 1 decimal place. So over here I take it as 35.3. Okay, 35.3 degree. So we already understand that the reference angle 35.3 degree. Right now we do these two quadrant here. Remember, we have quadrant 2 and we have quadrant 4. Let's do the working for quadrant 2 first. Okay, so we have that y is equal to, remember that we have the unknown y here. Y is equal to 180 degree minus reference angle. And what is our reference angle just now? Is 35.3 degree. So what is value of y here? So just straight away press 180 minus 35.3. What do we have here is 144.7. Okay, but is that the correct answer? Remember, the question asked for alpha, not y. Then we change it back, this y into alpha plus 45. So alpha plus 45 degree equal to 144.7 degree. So alpha equal to 144.7 minus 45 degree. So alpha equal to 144.7 minus 45. Then what do we have is 99.7 degree. That is our first answer. Remember that in trigonometry usually we have more than one. I'm not saying that every time you have more than one. I'm saying that usually it usually have more than one. And after that we look at the quadrant 4 here. So y equal to 360 degree minus reference angle. So 360 degree minus 35.3. So press in the calculator. Oops. 360 degree minus with 35.3. What do we have? A 324.7 degree. okay, as stated here, 324.7. But remember, like I told you, y, we already find y here, but remember our final answer is not y, our final answer is alpha. So alpha plus 45 degree equal to 324.7 degree. So alpha equal to 324.7 minus with 45 degree. So your alpha here, which is minus with 45, your answer is 279.7 degree. That's your final answer. So this two highlighted part here is your final answer. Okay, alright, which is, and you can check too whether this angle is within the range that they're given. Yes, it's within the range. And if you try to press that thing again, plus with 45 degree, does it get negative 1 over set 2? If you get it, that means that's how it is. Okay. Now let's continue to the next question. Okay, so for the next question here, it may look very confused in what to do here. Okay, in this kind of thing, if you do a lot of exercise in terms of proving the trigonometry identities here, proving the identities, if you do a lot of exercise, you will get it and you will see how it looks like. But to make it clear here, alright, to make it clear, you see that it's written as 1 over sine, okay, 1 over sine theta minus 1 minus with 1 over sine theta plus 1. In this kind of thing, I just we always assume, or we let sine theta equal to x. Just let it be. If you let it like that, then you're working and you can see the thing is a bit more clearer. When you see that thing is a bit more clearer, then from there you can always change all the trigonometry identities and so on. So from here, what do we have is going to be 1 over x minus 1 minus with 1 over x plus 1. Okay? And remember, to simplify the fraction here, you can see that the fraction here is actually minus. Okay, to combine into one fraction, here we need to make it as the denominator is the same. To make the denominator the same, the both multiply by x plus 1 and both multiply by x minus 1. Okay, so expand here, so we have x plus 1 divided by, and when x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 1, it becomes a special expansion where it's become opposite. Here's just going to be x squared. It will be x squared minus 1. Or minus 1 square, alright, and then minus with, and then always put a bracket here, remember that. Okay, so here become x minus 1 over x square minus 1. Okay, so once you open up the bracket here, it will be x plus 1 and then over x square minus 1, and then once you open up the bracket here, it become I'll straight away combine the fraction here. Okay, minus x and then plus 1 over x squared minus 1. Okay, so what do we have here? X minus x 0, 1 plus 1 is 2, so 2 over x squared minus 1. So if you don't have anything else to do, now change it back to sine square as sine theta. Okay, so we have here is 2 over sine square theta minus 1. Okay, what can we do about these things here? Go back to the list of formula. Okay, what can we actually get from this formula here? They will be giving you to this thing, okay, which is this one, sine square a plus cos square a equal to 1. Okay, so that's the one that you can see here. So go back to the question over here. Okay, the one that you know that sine square theta plus cos square theta must be equal to 1, but what do we have here is sine square minus 1. So if it's minus 1 here, means that I move this 1 to the left and I move cos square to the right side. That's why here will be sine square theta minus 1 equal to negative cos square theta. So from here, you can see that sine square theta minus 1, and then I substitute it here, then you can see it will be 2 over negative cos square theta. 2 over negative cos square theta here also equal to, remember 1 over cos is equal to secant, alright, is the one that proving here. It's also equal to negative 2 secant square theta. Or maybe if I'm going too quick here, it's also given by 2 over negative 1 multiplied by 1 over cos square theta. So here become negative 2, and here 1 over cos square becomes secant square theta. And then the question here asks what is the value of a. And then from here we know that a is equal to, from here we understand that the value of a here, it must be equal to -2, the value in front. Okay, alright, if you do understand, then let's continue to the next question. On the next question here, or this one, it's gonna be a lot of working and need to be very, very careful. Why is it need to be very careful? Because stated here is 5 marks and it's related with the previous question. And why do I say it's related? Because you can see that the formula is almost the same. 1 over sine theta minus 1 minus 1 over sine theta plus 1. Here is 1 over sine 3 phi here. I don't know what kind of the symbol here, so I the phi or phi, I'm not sure how the symbol pronounced here. So anything, 1 over sine 3 theta minus 1 minus 1 over sine 3 theta plus 1. So it's almost the same, but over there it's the angle, or you could say that the angle here, it's been multiplied by 3. Okay, so just also to make it clear here, it's also almost the same as 1 over sine 3 theta. Just imagine that that is theta minus 1, and then here sine 3 theta plus 1, it's also equal to the one that we have it just now is -2 here, right? So here is -2 secant square 3 theta. Okay, I repeat, it's almost the same as -2 secant square 3 theta. Why is it 3 theta? Because the angle there is been multiplied by 3. Just now we have only one angle, okay, which is 1 theta, but this one is 3 theta. And here is also equal to -8. That's how we convert the equation to make it simpler. Okay, that's fine with that. After that, they say that this angle here, alright, it's in radian. Okay, and this thing is in radian here, and they also say that there is also a negative value where negative pi over 3, all right, between negative pi over 3 and less than pi over 3. You know what, of course the angle, everything in radian, but my suggestion or my recommendation and my advice, we have learned trigonometry in degree for a very long time. Okay, and we have used to that kind of degree is for quite some time. Okay, so my advice is just change everything in degree first. You get your final answer in degree first. After you get your final answer in degree, then you change it to back to radian. So here pi is always equal to 180 degree. So 180 degree divided by 3 is that they say here that this symbol here is between -60 degree and less than 60 degree. It must be from -60 degree to 60 degree. So your answer must be between that. Okay, your answer must be between that. So that's how we understand. And then after that, almost the same thing. Okay, almost the same thing, where simplify this equation. Once you simplify this equation, you see that -2, I move it to the right side. Then what do we have here? It's going to be secant square 3 theta is equal to -8 divided by -2 become +4. Alright, and over here I change it, secant square here become the basics, but here is 3 theta. It's annoying, I don't like that. We change it to a simpler angle. So I let 3 theta equal to z, anything, okay, equal to z or equal to a maybe, or maybe equal to b, anything, any symbol that you want it, and equal to b. Okay, so what do we have here is secant square b equal to 4. I make it as equal to 1 over cos square b equal to 4. Alright, I move 4 to the left side, 4 to the left side, cos square to the right side. It's still going to be 1 over 4 equal to cos square b. Alright, and then continue over here. It's the same thing as cos square b equal to 1 over 4. So the square, move it to the right side. Once the square, move it to the right side here, then it becomes square root. Then cos b equal to plus minus 1 over 2. Because 1 over 4 square root become plus minus 1 over 2. And here saying that we have two kind of answers. Okay, what does it mean two kind of answers here? Because here we have cos b equal to positive 1 over 2, cos b equal to negative 1 over 2. Alright, that's how we get the quadrant and identifying the quadrant and everything. So that's, we get it until there. Alright, after that, then we continue as usual, because cos b here is equal to 1 over 2. If it's positive, must be cos, if it's positive, must be quadrant 1 and quadrant 4. Okay, and if it's negative, must be quadrant 2 and quadrant 3. So go back to your formula or go back to your notes and everything, because I'm just going to go through here. So find the reference angle first. Okay, how to find the reference angle? So find the reference angle, which is shift cos to cos power negative 1, 1 over 2. So you should get that your reference angle is supposed to be 60 degree. Okay, because that is one of the special angle. But if you not certain with it, just press it in the calculator. Okay, so shift cos 1 over 2 is equal to 60 degree. That's fine with it. And then after that is the same thing. Here also the same thing. The reference angle also the same thing, which is shift cos 1 over 2. We don't include the negative. Remember, negative just tell you the locations. Alright, so the reference angle here are the same. And when we already understand the reference angle is the same here, what is the angle at quadrant 1? Quadrant 1 is same as the reference angle. But we have a negative angle here. Since that we have a negative angle here, that this 60 degree, what are the value that is actually complementary to the 60 degree here, that it will get 360 degree by their negative rotation. So the negative rotation also equal to negative 300 degree. Or you could say that 60 degree also can be considered as negative 300 degree. Okay, maybe it's a bit confusing. That's why I told you, if you want to really understand this thing, go back to the basic understanding of trigonometry. Okay, that's quadrant 1. Okay, quadrant 2 here, quadrant 4 for positive. Quadrant 4, we have 360 degree minus reference angle. So 360 degree minus 60 degree, we have 300 degree. But if it's 300 degree, the negative rotation would be negative 60 degree. Okay, all right. So we're going to choose either all of these things here. Okay, and then after that goes to the negative value. Same thing. Quadrant 2, we have 180 degree minus reference angle. So we have 180 minus 60 degree. We have 120 degree, and their reference and this kind of angle here to their negative angle would be negative 240 degree. Okay, and quadrant 3 here, 180 degree plus reference angle, 180 plus 60 degree, and then we have 240 degree, and 240 degree is the same as negative 120 degree. So we have 4 values here that we might choose here. Okay, that we're going to choose 4 value here. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Which one to use? You can see that back in the initial question, okay, they said that this angle, it must be between negative 60 degree to 60 degree. But in the initial equation, they said 3 theta. Okay, so if it's 3 theta, going down here, if this theta, just imagine phi here, is less than 60 degree, is less than 60 degree and less than equal, it must be more than equal negative 60 degree. But since that this is 3 phi, so you multiply by 3. Once you multiply by 3, that means it must be less than 180 degree, and it must be more than equal to negative 180 degree. So which one of the value here that is within this range of 3 phi here? Remember, what do we get is b, and b here is equal to 3 theta or 3 phi. Okay, so everything that we get here is actually 3 theta, not theta yet. Okay, so from this, all of this quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, which one is within negative 180 degree and 180 degree? We can say that 60 degree is within the range, negative 60 degree is within the range, okay, within the range, 120 degree is within the range, and negative 120 degree is within the range, because 240 degree is already more than 180 degree. So that our final answer, okay, we have 4 values here. B is equal to negative 120 degree, we have negative 60 degree, we have 60 degree, and we have 120 degree. Okay, we arrange from negative to positive. But remember, b is equal to 3 theta or 3 phi. So 3 phi here is equal to every answer that we listed just now. We listed here. So divide everything by 3. When we divide everything by 3, so phi here is equal to, divide by 3 become negative 40 degree, negative 20 degree, 20 degree, and 40 degree. And after this thing, we get our answer in degree. Then we change it back into the radian. How to change it to radian here? You multiply everything by pi divided by 180 degree. Okay, or just to make it easy, you just divide this with 180 degree, because your answer is still in pi. So negative 40 divided by 180. So you should get in fraction negative 2 over 9. So negative 2 over 9 pi, and then negative 20 divided by 180 degree. You're going to get negative 1 over 9, negative 1 over 9 pi, here 1 over 9 pi, and here 2 over 9 pi. All of this thing is in radian. Okay, alright, and that's supposed to be your final answer. And that's why it's annoying, because it's very tedious. You need to understand step by step. After this step, what's the next? After this step, what's the next step? Okay, and that's supposed to be your final answer. Okay, so I hope that you could understand what I'm explaining here. If you don't understand, you can replay the video again and again, and if you still don't understand, you can put a comment below and ask further. Okay, let's go to the next question.